Welcome, Kung Fu Flow Tricks. You want to learn that move? Stay tuned. Next week, I'm going to be in Costa Rica for 2 weeks, so I'm not going to have much internet at all. So if you don't hear from me in the next couple weeks, just know we're having our Costa Rica retreat. There's going to be people learning ninja skills, and hopefully you guys can come next time. The prerequisite for this move, I'm going to put this at intermediate, possibly even advanced. It's really not difficult, but you have to learn a pattern that's kind of like this. Okay, so you kind of have to do two different things at the same time. You're going to have to train your brain to do that. The prerequisite is probably a hip reel. Is going to be really nice to know. If you don't know it, let me just give you a basic rundown. We have a figure eight. I'm holding it with my left hand right now. We have a figure eight, and I'm just spinning a figure eight to the outside, okay? This figure eight is not really connected to my hip per se. It's more connected to my wrist because it's going to the outside and to the back of my wrist. Now I'm trying to get this to go in front and behind my waist. The way that works is slightly different than this direction. The way it's going to work is when it's in front, it's going to feel pretty much the same way. I'm going to hold it kind of like thumb facing forward, and I'm going to move it counterclockwise. But the moment that it starts to hit 12 o'clock in the front, it's going to move behind me. We're going to kind of pull my hand behind. Now, normally, like with the figure eight, your hand stays pretty still. But in this instance, I'm actually going to point my finger towards the floor. So my thumb and my pointer finger are going to point towards the floor, and I'm going to lift upwards behind me. This upwards lift, so as soon as it hits 12 o'clock and it falls down behind me, I'm going to lift upwards while my fingers are pointing down. See where my pointer finger's pointed down? I'm going to lift upwards, and that's going to finish the rotation. And then once the rotation's done, I just pull it back in front of me. So here, 12 o'clock, it's going to drop, and then we're going to lift. So 12 o'clock, drop, lift. This is just a garden variety hip reel. We're going to take it a little bit further. So if you can do this, then you can do the next move. The next move is going to be a little bit trickier though, unless you already know it, which is going to be, we're going to try to circle it through our body this direction. So it's almost like we're doing a figure eight, but our arm, instead of just pulling straight back, so we hit 12 o'clock and we just pull straight back like we did before, this time it's going to be this giant swooping motion. So we're going to follow the rotation. Once it hits 12 o'clock, we're going to follow it, but we're going to extend our arm out a little bit more, and we're going to let it drag down. So we're making this half circle, and then we're doing a half circle behind our back. So it's half circle this direction, and then when it's going behind us, it's creating a half circle this direction. See that? Now normally, if we don't pull it to the front, once the half circle's done, it's just going to hit the back of our arm. So there's a half circle this way, and a half circle this way. But it's going to hit the back of our arm unless we're able to pull our hands to the front and create this circle that happens in front of us. So half circle, half circle. The half circle that happens here, and this is why I'm kind of created the camera lower, was so you could see that there's a half circle that happens here to here. So half circle here to here, from here to here, and then when it's going behind, it's starting off from here and it ends over here. Once it starts to clear and it hits about whatever that is, 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, depending on the way you're looking at it, you're going to bring your hand to the front and it's going to create a circle in front of you until it hits your hip. Once it hits your hip, you're going to pull upwards. So once it crosses over past here and it goes past your hip, you're going to pull upwards and it's going to pull it back into your hip reel. I know, that's a lot, right? But you should probably know the hip reel. And if you don't, just work on that. And if you do know the hip reel, then work on bringing it to the other side. Like this. And if you can't do that, just work on that for this Technique Tuesday. That's still quite a bit. But once you learn to move your hand over to this direction, it opens up extra motion that looks pretty cool. Now, if you can do this already, or if you've been practicing this, hand looks kind of gimpy, just like this, right? This is where we add the extra motion in. It's really cool. It's just kind of a new little discovery. So this is fairly new to me, but what I learned was as this starts to cross over this part of your body, your hand can slash down. So slash, slash. Do you see it? It's almost two simultaneous motions. The first slash comes when the circle starts. When the circle starts, there's a slash there. And then as I'm pulling across the body, the hand is slashing the other way. So the first one's going to be slash, and then the second one is almost like unison slash. So slash, slash. Do it really slowly. Don't use anything else right now. Just see if you can go like that. So we're doing a hip reel. First you can do this. If you can't do that, don't even try this. Once you can do that, see if you can do this. If you can't do this, don't even try the next one. If you can do this, see if you can just slash your arm with it. See if you can do these figure eights like so. And if you can do that, then you can start picking up stuff in your other hand and seeing if you can do it. For instance, here's a nunchuck. See? Slash, slash. Here's a wannabe sword or a stick. Slash, slash. Pretty much whatever you want, really. Just keep your plane straight. Here's a poi. Kind of a small crystal one, but see? Whatever. It's whatever you want to put in that hand. Just remember to keep your plane straight, straight, straight. And this is going across, across. The idea for this combo that I was doing, which I will place at intermediate to advanced, is slash, slash, and then just do a hand roll. So you're doing figure eights, and you're doing slashes with the other hand, and you're just alternating between a front and back hand roll. And the moment your hand is here, remember we're gonna pull it back and forth. Slash, slash. Yes, I know, it's not easy, but I went from a beginner to advanced, I would say. Beginner is just learning this. Intermediate is learning this. And then advanced would be learning this. Pretty sweet. I really like it because a lot of times when people are spinning, it's always the same motion. Always the same thing, like one's mirroring the other, no matter what's going on. They're always kind of doing different things. But this one kind of takes two different planes, which is really sweet, I think. I kind of want to explore more of that, but that should be good enough homework for you. If you have any questions, you can write me. I'll be back in a couple weeks. So just wish me luck in Costa Rica. I really want to chat with you guys again. I want to do a live streaming session when I come back, as well as talk about this website, because I'm putting a big spot about nunchucks in there. Like, I want to make a community of nunchuckers that just, they go there first before anywhere else. So anyways, take care and happy spinning.